So let's have a quick look at some of these automation issues I'm seeing. So I've got myself a Blue 3, which is the VST3 version. What I'm able to do, I was going to click on obviously the automate. Sorry, it looks really tiny on here. And let's just grab a parameter. So we've got ourselves a parameter down here for starters. Now, maybe I should put my keyboard the other side so it saves me reaching across, but there we go. Just going to draw myself in a quick bit of automation. And yeah, everything's sort of zoomed in. This is like the zoom program, isn't it? So it's quite interesting. So look, that's how my little cursor's coming out. Comes out quite tiny, titchy. So that could do with a bit of zooming in. But anyway, so the first issue I'm gonna say is I happen to obviously pick on a parameter which has off as a center point, which isn't too clever. So if I was to click here and to drag here, we can see the default value changing and the default values changing up here. And that's how Reason's always worked, which is absolutely fantastic. And maybe what I should do is sort of scroll across, but we can't see the other information yet until I put a bit of automation data in here. So I'm now going to click in a bit of automation data. Now that value should be showing exactly really what's up here. So if I click a new value up here, we should get ourselves a new value, and so on and so forth. But oh, look, I've come down, it hasn't shown that new value. So we've got a couple of different things going on here. One, so when we come over here and we start moving around, if you watch, so I'm going to move my time marker, so it has sort of changed, but this value here shouldn't be changing. This value here should be solid. This value should not change, but obviously every now and then, and sometimes I have to come over and put my mouse over it, like you can see, and other times it does seem to update on itself. The same with this one up here. If you notice, I've changed the value, but now when I go up to it, it's now sort of showing you exactly where on that line it is. Whereas really, this value here should always be showing this square minus 21 because that's the default value. So it shouldn't matter where this is, that should always be showing me the default value. But as you can see here, it's now gone to off because obviously that happens to be virtually bang in the middle. Just a lucky guess that was. But yeah, up here you can see it's now saying off, but it isn't. So when I click on these as well, this should be changing so I can see what the actual values are, so I can obviously come in and edit them, but they're not. It's all following that, which is all kind of totally wrong. So if I was to quickly create a bit of automation for this parameter up here, say, on this device, it doesn't matter what this device is if you think about it. So this is a Reason device. So first of all, as I say, you can see me. Here's my default values I'm changing. So let's put it right down from the default. Hey, so I've made it nice and low. Cool. Now I'm going to come in and draw myself a couple of dots. Bang, bang, bang. So straight away you can see whenever I click on my dots, this is going to move and this is going to obviously go to the next automation. Bang, bang, bang. What we want. I'm not having to touch the time marker at all. The default value is absolutely changed, set in solid. So it doesn't matter where this is, what I hover over, it's all perfectly okay. This is what we want. This is what we want to see. I need to be able to see this value to say, oh, hey, this is what I'm changing. This is the value I'm changing. I need to see that. And obviously we kind of lose that in here depending on where we are. And the same with these. So I should be able to use my keyboard, and then I'm going to use my keyboard to float around. As I'm floating around, you can see my values are changing, which is correct. This is working perfectly. If I go and grab, there's a VST2, let's grab this VST2. This is a really old device actually, I haven't used this for years, but hopefully this works. So it's opened up on the other screen, so let me just drag it across. Oh, it looks really titchy when anything's blown up, but hey, who cares? I don't know what I can automate on this, let's have a guess. Oh cool, that's automated, whatever that is. And let's see what happens down here. So I'm just putting a bit of automation first of all, double click. So it looks like this is set to 11%. And yeah, it is changing. Sorry if you can't see that. Oh, we're now just moved it up to, it's saying like something like 2 bars or something silly, which is always virtually up at 93%, which is probably right. So if I come in here and draw in a couple of lines, I was doing a couple of doubles there. So here we go, this value here, 0.5, that's what we want. So when I click on the next one, yeah, I can see it. I know it's in the percentage, which is not as nice, but it doesn't matter. That's saying 28. Look, if I hover over here, it's still saying the correct value. So these are all VST2s, and obviously REs are working correctly. If I double click on this one here, when I'm clicking on this value and this value, you can see it's not changing. I don't know what these values are, so I can't say what am I changing this to. I'm kind of having to be in limbo land. I either need the device up to double check, see what's going on. But sometimes I might be working here and I can work purely off values, but I can't. If I move this across to it, and then sometimes I have to highlight it, like here. See, I'm highlighting it. So this shouldn't change. This should be solid. This should be solid on that line there. It should be equivalent of that there. That should not move, because that's what that line is. A square minus 21.6. Just happens to be a horrible square thing. Maybe I should have chosen a default value from like 0 to 100 so you can see it working really clearly. But hopefully you get the message. Like I say, when I click on this, you know, it's not right. It shouldn't be saying off. It should be saying this value here, whatever this value is. Bomb. That's what I need to see. So when I click and drag this should be changing. It's not. Yeah, so that's quite a big, well, it's quite a big issue as far as I care, because I have to have the device open to see exactly what's going on, and then I'm going to have to be looking on the device what's going on. As I say, that shouldn't be changing. That should only be following the dots. Whenever I click on the dots, that value should be saying what's on the dots. That should be solid, because that should be the default line. Just like I can say on this rack extension here, rack extension, this VST here, click my dots, change values, change really nice and clear, and the default value is not changing because it's out there. And also when I can click and drag this, we can see what we're doing. You see, we can see exactly what we're changing now. Yeah, we can see everything what's going on. It makes it clear. Anyway, I hope that sort of gives you a bit better examples of what you can maybe have a look at. All right, cheers. Bye for now.